Hey, this is Sasha, and welcome to another episode on Backstage Income, where I share with you how to build and grow a profitable business. Now, in today's episode, I want to share with you how to create new content or new blog content, or you can use it for YouTube as well, just simply by looking at three main things. And we'll talk about the story, the angle, and a case study. So just looking at those three things, you can really span things in creating new content in all sorts of different mediums and topics that you really want. Now, this video is a little bit different than one of my other videos that I've shown in the past, where we talk about questions, looking at kind of the why, the how, the what, the who, and those kinds of things. But if you want to take a look at that video, take a look at the description or look at backstageincome.com, and you'll be able to find that video fairly quickly. In either case, let's get started and take a look at these three main differences. Okay, so breaking these things down into three main things, let's look at the story, the angle, and the case study. And as we go through this, I want you to think a little more about how you receive news through what's happening. Like, let's say, hey, a fireman rescued someone out of a burning building. Well, the stories are the same time and time again. It's just that they're slightly different. They might have a different angle, they might have a different twist, maybe a different time, because hurricanes have happened in the past as well, and still we report on those stories, what happened, how people are dealing with the flooding situation, the wind situation, their cars, the insurance, what's going to happen, and it's a bit different, but it's already happened, right? It's very similar to the past. So how these things are more interesting is because the story is different, the angle is different, and maybe a case study is different. If we look at a basic blog-based content piece, or a YouTube or a video content, let's look at something more dull, like saving money. And if you have a blog about, let's just say, saving money or personal finance, which you can take a look at the mylittlestegg.com for that. But let's look at kind of a story that you would come up with or create here. So to come up with three different stories, you might say, okay, well, let's look at how kids are, saving money. Well, now you focused in on the story of the kids. The kids are kind of the main focus. The next thing you could say is, well, how are, millennials, or let's say 20s to 30-year-olds are saving money on going out, right? So you could say 20 to 30-year-olds, but also going out, getting more specific, right? So you could add that in also with the kids, let's say for college. So again, you're taking and you're adding concepts to switch the story around. And then you could say, okay, well, how are retirees or older people or baby boomers, or let's say 50 and up, are saving money? And this could be maybe more for, let's just say, medical bills, right? Or saving on their medical situations. They could be traveling to, the Dominican Republic, or traveling to other countries where it's cheaper for medical services than in the United States, because of course the United States is very expensive for medical care and so forth. So now you have kind of different stories all about saving money. So now I'm creating new content pieces just simply by looking at the different story segments, all about saving money. So if my blog was about saving money, I could look at these different types of stories. Now, if I want to go to the next part of this, well, let's look at a different angle of this. So I could take any one of these and kind of expand it out and look at another angle. So how would I do that? Well, what I would do is, let's say we talk about kids, for example. So with kids saving money, now let's look at that angle. Well, how about what are the parents doing for this? How are parents helping kids save? Okay. Or how are kids helping other kids save money for college? Maybe there's kind of a story or angle there that you could say, hey, well, there's other kids are out there that are helping these needy kids to save money for college or for something else. So you could span these things out. Now you could do the same branch with, let's say, 50-year-olds or baby boomers saving money on medical bills. So let's just say 50 and up. And now you say, okay, well, they might be traveling. Okay, so here's our travel. They're traveling into other areas. They might go into, let's just say, not even going into further treatment, or let's just say skipping treatments, and how is that working out for them? Because that's a different angle. how are, let's say, their kids helping, their mom and dad deal with the medical burden. So that's a different angle again on the story. So now you're warping this story into a different angle. And of course, now we could take this to the next step, which is kind of looking at case studies. So case studies is more of, let's just take the saving money example. You're looking at, again, let's say kids saving money. So how can kids save money, or how I as a kid saved money using this, let's say, app? Okay, let's just look at how John helped to save money for his college, right? So you look at that case study. Let's look at a case study of how Susie is saving money on her medical bills by moving to Canada. Okay, so you can see how now you're looking at specific items. You could go into a story like Susie's medical bills. You could go into a certain application or tool, or how are people using, like, let's say this website. It could be Mark is using this website to save money in a certain way. So you're really just spanning into these main angles, right? Or these different segments. So you have story as the big thing, right? So you have whole different complete stories just on saving money. You could have an angle of this, which now you take, okay, the baby boomers, okay, you could be skipping medical treatments, you could be traveling to Canada or some South American country. How are kids helping their mom and dad as a baby boomer save money on medical costs, or maybe they're even paying for it? So that's a whole different angle. And now you have kind of case studies where, okay, well, how about, let's look at how John uses the app to save money, how Mark uses this website to save money. Here's my Susie's process to moving to Canada. So all those things now start to create a little department for you to start pulling things from and creating some great new content. Again, this is a little bit different than the why, the how, the who, the what, the where. So you could also think of it in question terms like that, which is in one of my other videos, which I'll try to link in the description or up here in the cards section. But other than that, taking these three segments will allow you to just create on just saving money. You can see you can create maybe 15, 20 pieces just right off the bat without even thinking too much about it. All right, so thank you so much for joining me in this week's video. I hope you found it helpful and insightful to looking at your content and seeing how you can expand it without running out of too many ideas. And if you enjoyed this video and you want to see other great training videos like this one, or check out some of my books, courses, products, then get on the newsletter list right there, enter your name and email address when you get there, and you'll be signed up. You can also maybe get some discounts on there as well. So thank you so much for joining me. In the end, remember, do what you love, contribute to other people, but most importantly, live life abundantly. I'll see you in the next video.